All right, so let's be honest with each other. So have you ever just flown internationally and you're maybe a little bit jet lagged and desperate for that coffee only to realize that you're being ripped off at the airport currency exchange? Well, maybe not you, but it was definitely me. And I'm here to make sure you don't make that same mistake because I overpaid for my euros once by more than 20%. And so don't worry, I'm here again to make sure that never happens to you. And so in today's video, I'm gonna be spilling all my best currency saving secrets to make sure you stretch every dollar, euro, yen, etc. on your next trip. So make sure you stick around all the way to the end because at the end, I'm doing a game-changing strategy that makes everything more simple and that the seasoned travelers don't often talk about. So trust me, you're gonna wanna hear it. So without further ado, let's cue the intro.
What's up YouTube? Trevi from the Adventure Buddies, the modern travel family, bringing you another video filled with tips, tricks, and inspiration to make sure you maximize your next family adventure, like we always do here at the Adventure Buddies.
So let's start with the basics here, because if you don't understand exchange rate just from the very basic concept of it, well, you're setting yourself up to fail. And so every time that you convert your money, you're actually losing a little bit to fees and fluctuating rates. And so some of the worst offenders, well, those are gonna be those flashy kiosks at the airport. So the ones with the big signs, no commission signs, let's get it here. Because they're super convenient, they're oftentimes a scam. So just watch out. So here's a question for you guys before we get too deep into it. How often do you usually exchange your money when you travel? Drop that comment down below, because truthfully, we don't typically use much of the local currency if we don't have to, because we rely on our credit card. So again, drop your answers down in the comments. I'd love to see how savvy our subscribers are. So now before you get on that plane, there's gonna be a few tricks that are gonna help save you a ton. So the first trick that we're gonna tell you is monitor the exchange rate. So apps like XC or Odana can actually help you track the best times to exchange your money if having that physical currency in your wallet is something that makes concern for you. So again, just sometimes waiting a few days and monitoring is gonna be an easy way to save some money. And so if you are that kind of traveler that likes to be prepared, order your foreign currency ahead of time from your bank before you leave. So again, locking in the best rate you can. So oftentimes you're gonna get a better rate at the home currency when you're converting it than you are when you get to your final destination. So again, plus it's gonna be one less thing you have to worry about. By the way, if you are finding these tips helpful so far, go ahead and make sure you hit that big like button. It's really gonna help this channel grow and get it out to more people out there. So without further ado, let's get into our next tips. So now let's start talking about spending smart once you're on the ground. So one of the biggest mistakes we see people make is that they go to the first ATM they see to withdraw money. And so instead, we suggest you finding a local bank affiliated with an ATM to avoid those crazy withdrawal fees. So again, don't look for the third-party ATMs, look for a bank-specific ATM. So here's another tip for you. Always choose to pay in the local currency if a card machine asks. So it's called dynamic currency conversion. And if you select your home currency, you could end up having to pay an extra 5 to 10% in hidden fees. So again, it's sneaky, but now you know. So make sure you choose local currency always when withdrawing from a foreign ATM. Curious to hear from you guys. Drop a comment if you've ever been hit with some of these sneaky hidden fees while dealing with foreign transactions. So now onto some more creative ways to keep your money where it belongs, your pocket. So if you're someone who likes to manage a tight budget, consider getting a prepaid travel card like Wise Card. So Wise Card is going to be a card that's going to lock in exchange rates. So when you load money into it, you actually know exactly what you're spending. So again, you're doing something ahead of time before that actual destination. And so if you are a tech savvy traveler, using an app like Revolt or Wise can actually help lock into better exchange rates altogether. So also, if you haven't already, please make sure you subscribe to this channel for more travel tips and adventures, because in the next sections in this series, we're gonna go over tips and hacks again to make sure traveling is less stressful, more enjoyable, and again, make sure that you do it more often. So let's get into a couple more tips. So listen, one of the easiest ways to lose money is by falling for the common tourist trap. So again, never exchange money with those friendly people offering you these great rates in the tourist hotspots. It's often a scam. So again, don't do it at the airport, don't do it at a flashy touristy spot, because they're gonna have dynamic currency conversion. And so you're gonna be charged well more than what you would in some of the other strategies that we mentioned. All right, so time for the big one. If you really want to maximize your saving, here's a strategy that most people don't know about. And so that's investing in a good travel credit card. So not only are there going to be no foreign transaction fees, but also this is going to give you cash back on international purchases. So for example, the Chase Sapphire Reserve card, for instance, is going to give you multiple savings. So you're going to be able to save on the fees, but then you're going to add 3x points on your dinings and all travel purchases. So again, you're not going to be hit with the conversion rate because there is none essentially. And so imagine getting your cash back while you're sipping cappuccino in Italy, or you're on that spontaneous train ride in Japan. So make sure you invest in a good travel credit card. That's a strategy that we do, and that's how we save or make sure that we're secure and not getting hit with all these currency fees and just having to worry about. So again, a ton of peace of mind comes into just investing in a good travel credit card. So if you're not sure where to start, just start at your bank and see if they have a good starting one for you. But if you are looking in for credit cards that do give you access to the foreign currency that we just mentioned, but some also give you lounge access, where you can get free lounge access all across the world, no matter the airport, well, you might want to click the link above here, because in that link, we're going to go over all the things that you need to know about airport lounges, and having the right credit card could actually help get you in some of these for free. So there you guys have it, some creative ways to manage the currency fees or currency exchange rates that you're often going to be hit with. Again, the biggest one, don't get it at the airport. And then again, don't use a third-party ATM, and choose that local currency converter at the ATM of your choice, or just get a travel credit card. So if you like this video, please consider giving us that big thumbs up, hit that red subscribe button for more travel tips and adventures, and most importantly, remember, life's an adventure. Who you going on it with?